Hi, I'm David Joseph from Joseph Farms. He ain't gonna do there. This is a natural a natural reaction to being scared. These are one of the oldest forms of goats in the world. If you go back in biblical times, they had them back in biblical times with the sheep herders. They always had some fainers in their flock. So if it's attacked by a wolf or a bear or whatever, the sheep would get scared off, and it would scare the fainers, and they would lock up, so that the predator would get the goat instead of the sheep, because the goats was not considered worth anything, and so they was very cheap. And so, but the fainting goats is one of the oldest breeds of goats in the world. But you'll see here we'll have it's about 3 or 4 different kinds of goats. We've got some Boer goats, and we've got the fainer goats, of course, and then we have the Nubian goats. And the Nubians are the brown goats.
As far as breeding goes, are the fainting goats rated differently? Or how are they rated?
Yes, there are different ratings on it. And I don't remember exactly how many it is, but you rate them as a number 1 fainer, or number 2 fainer, or number 3 fainer, you know. And so when we register them, we can register them. We have all of ours registered that we have, and you can register them, but you have to register them as to how they faint. Some of them will just lock up. Some of them will lock up with 2 legs. Some of them locks up with 4 legs. Some of them locks up and falls over. And so you rate them according to how they faint.
So what would Pepper be rated?
We got Pepper rated as a 1.
A 1?
Yes, she will. She will lock up and fall over.
And she does.
And she does, yes, yes.
So Dad, can you tell everybody at home why you picked fainting goats?
Why we picked faint? 2 or 3 years ago, our son-in-law, Caleb Staley, he just got kind of mesmerized by them. He found this guy at Barlow that had some, and he would go down and just sit and watch them, and he got kind of wanted to get into them. So I told him, I said, well, you know, if you want to buy some, we'll fence off a place, we'll buy some. And we got into it. All the grandkids and all the kids, they got where they just love to watch them and everything. And of course, when they're little bitty, they're just as cute as they can be. They're better than puppies. When they're little bitty, they can just get out and they just jump around, climb and everything. And the kids just like them. And we really just got into it just because of the kids, you know, for them to have something to look at.
So how many did you start out with?
Oh, I think we started out with about 4.
4.
We started out with 4 fainers, and then they had babies, and then of course we kept some of the babies, and then as time went on, we would sell a few, and we just, Caleb, he wanted to increase the herd. Then we got into meat goats. And so primarily what we've got now, we've got a few fainers left, but mostly we got meat goats now that we sell. And you can crossbreed them, but you can see
Is a fainting goat a dominant trait?
No, it's not a dominant trait, because this is a full-blooded fainer. She was bred to a non-fainer, and her baby will not faint. And we have people that comes here and buys them to eat. And we have some we take to the slaughter, and people buy them and everything.
So the question we all want to know is, on Sunday afternoon dinner, how many goats have we ate?
We will never tell. That's a secret me and Edith will take to our graves.
So, is it a myth or truth? Will goats eat anything?
Goats will eat practically anything. Anything green and leafy they really love. You can see on some of our trees over here where they have stood up and they have ate the leaves and everything off, and they will eat briars and bushes and anything. They really, really like that. But yes, they'll primarily eat about anything. Basically, we just feed them corn and stuff like that, just to keep them used to us coming up here, you know, and everything. Most of the males, we'll sell them when they're about 40 to 70 pounds for meat goats. they'll go up north. They're kind of like a kosher type food up north, and people really like the goat meat.
What do you call that? Mutton?
No, that's sheep. Is mutton.
Oh.
Goat, I reckon, is goat.
Goat is goat. And there you have it.
There you have it. Yeah.
So, Dad, are the goats a lot of maintenance?
No, they're probably about as maintenance free as any animal that you can get. They're pretty much self-sufficient. You just turn them out, let them go, trim their hooves every now and then, give them a little water, make sure they got water, and they got a thorn bush to eat every now and then, and they're good. The worst thing is you got to trim their hooves.
Oh, would you like to demonstrate on how to trim
Well,
the
I
hooves?
guess I could.
Okay. This is how we trim the goat's hooves. This is some of the maintenance that we have to do once in a while. Or not me, it's my dad and Caleb.
They have a layer that gets down over the hooves, and it gets mud and dirt, and we have to go in and trim that off of the goat so that the mud and the dirt don't get up underneath it there.
Do they typically mind you doing this, or is it just a matter of catching them?
It's just a matter of catching them.
It's kind of like shoeing a horse.
It's similar. Yeah, you just got to trim their hooves to kiss so they won't. See that one right there? A lot of times they'll wear it off and see it's been trimmed off right there, and it won't get underneath it.
Does this hurt them, or is it just
No.
like cutting your toenails?
It's just like cutting your toenails.
Okay.
It's just like cutting your toenails. But you have to do all 4 of them, and you have to do that about every 2 months.
So the different goats that we have here, which ones are the least maintenance?
Oh, well, I would say the fainers are the least maintenance. The others are a little bit more, have to have a little more maintenance care, to take care of them and everything. Because the other goats are more used for meat, for just strictly a meat goat.
As far as disease,
There's not, around here we don't have too much trouble with disease, as long as you keep them dry and keep them fed good, get them plenty of pasture to eat and roughage some hay or leaves or bushes or whatever, they're good. You can probably see around these trees there's not very many bushes or anything growing up around them, and that's because the goats, they'll come and they'll eat the bushes before they eat the grass. We keep them separated. We do have them in 3 different pastures here. Just primarily, we have some that we're weaning off of their mamas. We have to separate them, and then we have these here that just had their babies about 3 weeks ago, and then the others over there, we've got them with the billy over there. Of course, we're trying to breed them back now. So, but that's the only reason we really just don't have. We just don't want them to have do their kidding. And that means birthing.
yes, I know that.
Okay, in the winter time, because that's really that's hard on them during the winter when it's cold and everything. But we try to not have them to birth in the winter time.
As far as childbearing goes, how many babies will a goat have?
It's not uncommon for them to have at least 2, at least twins. They have been some cases they will have triplets. But as you see, they only have room for 2 to nurse, and
Okay.
so most of the time they will take care of 2, and the other, and it'll either die or you'll have to take it in and feed it with a bottle or something like that. But it's not uncommon to have twins just about every time.